Welcome to Seeking Ishvara. Thanks for joining. This is going to be a vinyasa flow to honor the full moon this month. So let's begin in a seated position. And in the seated position, we're just going to become aware of ourselves in our physical space, our physical bodies. Starting to center into our breath. Pulling our minds back from our day, from the past or the future, to right here, right now. Feeling your sit bones resting on the floor. Knowing that yoga is not just a physical asana practice, but also a practice of the mind. And having that ability and that power to calm your mind and awaken your consciousness whenever you need will help you through many areas of your life. If you need to switch the cross of your legs, please do so, but we'll begin with a few hip circles on either side. Just making this as slow and steady as feels comfortable to you. You are responsible for the way that you move your body. And I am only your guide, but you know your limits. Maybe you untuck your tailbone as you move forward. Maybe you tuck your tailbone as you go back and around your spine. And let's reverse directions. Waking up the root energy center, our foundation. Where our trust comes from, based off of our previous experiences. And then slowly bringing that to a pause and coming back to a straight spine. Let's place our hands on our knees. We're going to do some cat-cows in this position. So again, if you need to cross your legs the other way, please do so. Or maybe you have your just legs out in front of you. We're going to round our spine, tucking our chin in towards our chest, rounding our shoulders for a cat, and then untucking our tailbone, squeezing our shoulder blades behind us, maybe looking up towards the sky for a cow. And again, at your own pace. And just slowly waking up the body. Just keep in mind that this is a vinyasa practice today, and you do not have to do any of them. You can always go back to a child's pose. That can be your place of safety or a seated position. All right, let's come back to a straight spine, and we're going to do one more seated position. Let's bring our arms up overhead, and we're going to do a side body bend over to one side, doesn't matter which, just arm reaching up. Think about opening your chest, maybe looking up towards the sky, and then we're going to move towards the other side. Same thing, maybe look up, maybe peel that chest open, and we're going to move back and forth between these two. Just getting a little bit of a twist and opening with that top arm. And last one. And then coming back to center, and then let's move to hands and knees. So from here, let's go ahead and place our right foot back, straighten that right leg, toes tuck under, and then we're just going to pulse back and forth to awaken the foot before we move into our down dog. Let's go ahead, pause that, and then we're going to lift that foot up, flex that back foot, and maybe the left fingertips start to walk forward. If not, just keep that left hand planted for stability. Again, you know your body. And then maybe that left hand comes up off the ground. Bringing that left arm along the ear, reaching out like you're shaking somebody's hand. Back foot remains flexed. And then we're going to bring it in. So squeezing the elbow and the knee together, or just bringing the knee in. If that hand is still down, re-extend twice more. Last one. Re-extend. And then if you feel comfortable, you're going to sweep that left hand around, bend the right knee. See if you can grab that back foot. And then kick the back foot back into the hand. And maybe you look over towards the left. And then release, back down. Let's do a cat here, arch our spine, or a cow. And then left foot extends back. Just setting that left foot down, just flexing into it. Pulsing back and forth. And then let's go ahead and lift that back foot off the ground. So this is the left foot that's flexed. Holding it there for a moment, engaging your abdomen, abdominal muscles. Maybe you walk that right hand forward. And then let's lift that right hand up. And hold. And then bring it in. Knee touches elbow. Re-extend twice more. Last one. And re-extending. And then we're going to go back for that reach. So bending into that back left knee, flexing that left foot still. And then it kicks back into the hand, binding. And then release. Cat cow. And then from here we're going to walk our hands forward just a little bit. Make sure pointer fingers and thumbs are pointing forward. Tuck our toes under and move back into down dog. So if this is your first down dog of the day, maybe you paddle out the heels. Maybe you take a little bit wider stance in your down dog. Make sure you're pressing in between into the palms of your hands. And then from here, we're going to raise our right leg up, open up the hip, and then we're going to bring that right knee to our right elbow. And we're going to re-extend and bring it to our left elbow and re-extend. And then we're going to step it through into crescent warrior. Rising up. So checking in with the legs. You want your feet hip width distance apart. Train tracks. Back foot is lifted up. Front leg is 90 degrees roughly. If you need to shorten your stance, decrease the amount that front leg is bent. You do you. And let's raise our arms up overhead. Think about tucking the tailbone down, in. Then we're holding here. And then we're opening our arms up into a cactus. Holding here. Breathing into your heart center. And then closing our hands back towards our heart center. What we're going to do is we're going to go into half moon from here. So if you need to step forward, do whatever you need. But let's break it down first. So let's step forward to the top of our mat. And then we're going to start to lean over, put pressure into our right foot. Maybe you reach down onto a block or onto the floor. And then you're going to raise your left leg up, flex that back foot, and then see if you can open the hip. Open the left hip towards the side. And if you feel comfortable, raise the left arm up. And then slowly release, setting that foot back down, moving back into crescent. Arms raise up. So that's how we're going to slowly move through. If you'd like to do it in a more smooth way with me, we can move directly into half moon. We'll just hold it for a little bit longer. So from here, we're going to move into half moon. So we're going to reach down, maybe raise our left leg up directly, and then peel our body open. And then release back to crescent. Once more. Raise your arms up overhead. And then moving into that crescent for the last time on this side. Slowly coming forward. Setting that hand down. Raising that back foot up. Maybe lifting the left arm up. Keep pressing down into the right foot and flexing into your back foot. And then releasing back to crescent. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. Back foot goes down, still train tracking in the legs, hip width distance apart. Pyramid pose. And from here we're going to straighten our hips towards the front of the mat. So bringing that right hip crease back a little bit. And then leaning over the front right leg. If you'd like, you can place your hands down onto the mat. I am personally not there. So again, honor your body. Feeling that stretch into the back of your hamstrings, maybe into the front of your foot. And then coming out of that, we're going to move into goddess pose. So coming to face the long end of your mat, or your space. We're going to 45-degree angle our feet, pointing towards the corners of our mat. We're going to raise our arms up overhead, star pose, and then we're going to sink low, bending into the knees, cactusing the arms, and then sweep back up, straightening the legs, and then squatting back down into our goddess. Re-extending, straightening, and sinking back into it. And then placing our hands onto our knees. We're going to just rock our hips sort of from side to side. So mini skandasana here, but not going all the way yet. So we're just sort of swishing our hips from one side to the other. Feeling this maybe still on the back of the hamstrings. Come back to center. Let's come back up. Turn back towards the front of your space. Step back up. Raise our arms up overhead. And then forward fold here. So maybe you bend into the knees. You're looking to close the gap between your belly and your thighs. Halfway lift, hands on shins, flat back. And this is where you can go through a vinyasa. You choose chaturanga, keep your elbows tight to your ribs to protect your shoulders, but we'll step back. You can modify and move knees, chest, chin, upward dog, or cobra, and then down dog. And we're going to hold for several breaths here. Maybe you pedal out the feet again. right, let's raise that left leg up to the sky now. Left knee to left elbow. Re-extend. Left knee to right elbow. Re-extend. And then pull it through into crescent lunge. Check the position of the feet, hip width distance apart, or raising up. Maybe raising up the arms as well. And let's cactus the arms. Feel that chest opening again. Opening to new possibilities, new manifestations. As the full moon invites us to. Alright, again, we're going to go into that half moon on this side. So release the cactus of the arms. We're going to do it step by step to begin with, and then we'll flow through the two after that. So we're going to step forward. You're going to place your left hand down, maybe just a little bit in front of your face, or onto a block or a book. And then you're going to put your weight into your left leg. You're going to start to open up your right leg and your right hip. And then you're going to raise your right arm up if that feels comfortable. Keep that back foot flexed. And then we'll bring it back down, come back into crescent. And I'm going to change my direction so you guys can see the opening. Alright, so you can either do it that way or we're going to flow right into it here. So we're coming forward, lifting our foot up, our right foot up, planting our left hand, raising our right arm, flex that back foot. And then release back to crescent. And then once more, half moon, flowing into it. And then release back to crescent. Raising arms back up. And then planting that back foot down, planting the front foot, straightening the front leg, pyramid pose. So straightening our hips towards the front of our space, and then slowly bending over. Note where this feels most intense in your body. And if your mind has wandered, bring it back. Challenge yourself in this, keeping your mind in your practice instead of in other thoughts. Now we're going to come up out of our pyramid, move into our goddess position with our legs. So our feet are at 45-degree angles, pointing towards the corners of our mat. I'm going to raise up into star and then sink low. We'll do this 3 times. Our sweeping goddesses raise back up. Or gods. Lower. once more. And lower. And then from here, let's place our hands onto our thighs. We're gonna duck one shoulder in for a slight twist. And then come out of that, other shoulder goes in. Coming back out. And then from here we'll go to Skandasana on the right. So maybe you need to move that right foot out a little bit, but we're gonna bend more fully into the right knee. Maybe your hands come down, left foot may come up. Maybe you stay up further in your Skandasana. And let's move to the other side. So left knee bends, right foot may come up. And coming back into a wide-legged fold here. So let's bring our feet parallel to the edges of our mat. And if you'd like to, you can have a bind with your arms, so bringing your hands behind your low back, clasping hands, and bringing your hands up off your lower back. And releasing the bind, planting your hands back down, and then just walking your hands back over towards the top of your space, pivoting your hips to your feet, also towards the top of your space, and then stepping forward into your forward fold. Halfway lift. And then forward fold once more. And your vinyasa is yours. Whatever that looks like, maybe you just go directly to down dog. And we meet in down dog and hold. And let's go ahead and set our knees down. Move into a child's pose. Walking our hands out in front of us. Maybe the forehead meets the floor or block. And if you feel further to take in meditation, feel free to do so. And thank you so much for joining.